What's up guys? As we assumed, Violent Outburst is officially banned. If you want to hear about the different builds you can play, make sure to check out my previous video, which I'll link down below. In this video, we're trying our first build, which is just replacing Violent Outburst with Ardent Plea. So like I said in my previous video, Ardent Plea is an enchantment with Exalted and Cascade. You're never really triggering Exalted, but sometimes you'll have a Scion swinging with Leyline of the Guildpact, so you can get in for 5 there, or if they kill one Rhino, you can get in for 5 with one Rhino as well. Overall, the core of the deck remains the same. We still have our domain mana, our domain deck. We're just swapping 4 Cascade cards, removing 1 Force of Negation, and adding 1 land. There's been a lot of discussion about if we even need Force of Negation anymore, and the more that I play this deck, the more I actually want the 4th in the main. We're playing at a sorcery speed now with our Cascade effect, so we basically want to cast Ardent Plea, cast Shardless Agent, and then hold up Force of Negation. Before we were casting Violent Outburst and using Force of Negation just to push through Violent Outburst, but now we want to cast our Cascade spells and then protect them with Force of Negation sorcery speed. So while this is a Rhinos deck, that's only partly true anymore. Leyline of the Guildpact, Scion of Draco, they just win games on their own. Whenever I'm mulliganing, I'm never unhappy to see Leyline and Scion in my opener. This combo is especially good because a lot of people are going to be bringing in Chalices, Flusterstorm, and Scion just gets around all of that. For the sideboard, we're kind of going back to our old teamer days with like 3 and 4 of. So we have 3 Mystical Disputes for control matchup, 4 Force of Vigor for artifacts and enchantments, 4 Endurances for graveyard decks, 2 Dismember because we're assuming that Yawgmoth and Scam is going to become more popular, so we want Dismember for them. And then 2 Teferi Time Raveler. We're playing mostly like Bant colors, so Teferi's never really a bad draw, and we can bounce Ardent Plea and Shardless Agent and replay them again. So that is Domain Rhinos post Violent Outburst ban. We played this list before, going 4-1, losing only to the mirror. If you guys want to follow me on social media, you'll see all my deck lists and league results. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that way you can see all the different Rhino builds we're going to be building in the next couple weeks. But let's get into the gameplay. All right, welcome to match 1. We're on the draw, and I think we can keep this hand. We have basically 3 lands. We have a Surveil land. We have our Rhinos, some tempo. It's not the greatest hand, but in the blind, it kind of has a little bit of everything. And we're up against a black deck, so I'm kind of glad we kept. So we'll lead off on a Surveil land. Force of Negation. That's like tempting. Against black, though, we don't know what kind of black it is. I think I'm going to keep it because we're going to be tapping out so much. I don't mind having that kind of security. Dolthy? Okay. But now less so. I'd want to keep that. I guess we don't have any red sources, so maybe we should have bottomed that or bin that. Play Lush Portico. We need like a fetch land. Rhinos. Oh man. So here's the thing, we can, if we bin this, Dolthy gets it, and then they can cast it for free. We can force it though. That's so awkward. I'm going to keep it on top. In this matchup, suspending Rhinos isn't the worst thing. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. At least they didn't have Ragavan turn 1. That's weird, they just cast Ragavan. So assuming they have like an undying effect here. Maybe not, I don't know, that's weird. All right, so we'll play our land. I guess we could have been, man, what am I thinking, man? We could have just been cycling with Lorien Revealed. I don't know. I got zoned out here with the whole Dolthy no red source thing. Obviously, cycle Lorien Revealed, get your red source, and then you're like, fine. All right, whatever. We messed that up, but we can just cast our stuff and then just force when they go to cast Rhinos. We definitely need to cast this so we can block Ragavan and kind of get some pressure going on. But we definitely messed up that sequencing, just zoning out there. And we'll see. Maybe they don't even cast the Rhinos. Fatal Push? Sure. I'm going to crack Bloodstained Mire. So next turn, we're gonna, I guess, get a red source, crack Dolthy. Doesn't look like they are. Nice. Okay, that's good for us. Unless they, no. Yeah, so they could have just cast Rhinos here. I don't know if they know that, I guess. I'm not sure. Is this just Grief? Kind of annoying. We'll see what they take. Probably Leyline Binding. Definitely gonna fire this on our turn, though. They're tapped out. They can't have any undying effects. Yeah, they take Leyline Binding. That makes sense. Scion of Draco. Let's cycle, get a Steam Vents. Can't attack. Gonna shock this in. Kill Dolthy. That way they can't cast Rhinos. And I accidentally skip. And then I want to suspend Footfalls here, but I accidentally hit 1. So we skip through that. All right, get hit for 3. This is the first match. My hand's a little, we got some cold hands here. Oh, Shieldred. That's a good one too. We just have no pressure, so this is going to be a problem. This costs 4 to, I mean, I guess we'll suspend, cast Scion, and then pass. Yeah, we just have 0 pressure going on. So like even just those little mistakes, they didn't mean, like they didn't do anything. See how they attack. So they have an undying effect. We don't really care what they take here. Maybe they don't. Maybe they have something Bowmasters. Sure. All right, they kill Draco. We go to 5. Try this agent. That's a good one. I think it's going to be too slow though. They're at 19. I guess they're tapped poorly. Hold up red. We could probably just fire 1 and 1. Attack with a Rhino. It's a 5/5. Probably just die to shield your triggers. We have no way to get rid of this. If they have another Bowmasters too. Takanuma. They get grief back to their hand. So we can like tap down Shieldred, which we're going to draw a card. I wonder if we just die after that. No, we draw an Ardent Plea. It's not going to do anything. We actually, yeah, we just lose because of Bowmasters and Shieldred and stuff like that. So we lost that because we just had 0 pressure. We also drew Forces, which are not very good. Dismembers can come in, and Endurance can come in. They do have Blood Moons. I wonder if we want like Force of Vigor instead of... All right, on the play this time. We were up against the Grief Scam deck. But this hand is pretty bad. Like they take Ardent Plea, we do nothing. We can mulligan once. All right, this is better. We'll keep, I guess we just put back Leyline. I just want to keep as many interactive spells or as many like Cascade spells as possible, just in case we get our hand stripped. Because they're just gonna, if they Grief Scam us, they can just take both of these. All right, play Misty. Go get Temple Garden. Play our Rhinos. Hopefully they don't have, they mulligan to 5. Oh, Chalice on 0. Well, that's awkward. We do have Rhinos and Suspend. We have Leyline Binding to get rid of this as well, but I guess we're just going to chill. We could also get Blood Mooned out, which wouldn't be fun. They get a Swamp here. We got a Surveil Land with this. This will probably get a white source, though. We do need blue. Guess we'll get Xander's Lounge. Rhinos on Suspend. Leyline of the Guildpact. We'll just pass. Hoping they don't have Blood Moon though, but I feel like, oh, they don't, it looks like. I think they would have played it there if they had it. Keep that on top. I want to go get a basic with this. That way, if they do have it, we can still play our stuff. And that makes Scions, live draws, play Marsh Flats, crack it. Just hard cast Grief. Probably take Dismember. Yeah, we definitely need Scion or Leyline. All right, Rhinos gets countered. Another land. We can Surveil with this. Attack for 3. Down to 11, down to 10. We need Leyline or, that's a good one. Bowmasters in. I don't know about their casting in response, but we're going to actually cast Shardless Agent too, just to get another creature on the board. So that way we can either double block this or we're not going to cast. Next turn we might actually just play Ardent Plea as well, and we can get the Exalted trigger with Scion. All right, they can't attack. No attacks. All right, we will cast Ardent Plea, not cast Rhinos. Move to combat, get him for 5. Another Bowmasters, and then just pass. So this is the power of like this version where they do have Chalice. They've stopped a lot of our Cascaders, but if we can get Scion and Guildpact down, it's just like a whole nother way of winning. And they can't attack. They have no good attacks. We draw Rhinos. Ugh. I get him for 5 again. We'll just cast another agent just to get another body on the field. It's fine if we draw like Leyline later. We can just take out a blocker and swing all out. We'll just hold this for later. If we draw like Force of Vigor, I mean, we can always hard cast it as well. All right, and they just scoop. We could have been attacking with Shardless as well, but there's like no reason to I don't know. We can just play it safe. All right, so we know they have Chalices. Do we want to, I feel like Force of Vigor sucks against them, like just for the Chalices. We have the Leylines. I think just the Leylines are fine, honestly. But like, what else would we bring in? Don't want the Force. I guess we'll just keep one in. Yeah, why not? We'll just keep one in. Hopefully we can get the Scion package again. It's not the Scion package. It has Subtlety. Good for like turn 1 Ragavan. This is a tough one. We have Subtlety for Grief. We have Dismember for Ragavan. I'm going to throw it back. All right, we'll keep this. Put back Subtlety. Start with Leyline out. We'll see what they do. If they do like Grief Scam us. That's what it's looking like. Or just Ragavan? Okay. We can, so we can Leyline this, or we can just suspend Footfalls. I think I'm just going to suspend here. Hopefully we don't get punished with, maybe we should have fetched a basic here actually. Because if they just have turn 1 or turn 2 Moon, we're going to be really sad. Thoughtseize. Okay. We take our Binding. We do draw the basic. That's pretty good. I guess we'll pass and then we'll fire this. If they have an Undying effect, it's whatever. Definitely need to draw Rhinos. Like they have no lands. I mean, this is coming off Suspend in a couple turns, but that's not going to do it. Pretty awkward. Kind of makes me wish I could cast that Leyline. See what they hit. Another land. It's good for us. Chalice on 0. Definitely need like a Scion. Top deck. We can like scry for it. Come on, Scion. Subtlety, no. I mean, I guess we'll shock that in. Pretty awkward. Just pass, hold up Subtlety. They know about Subtlety. They discard, attack with both. We will flash in Subtlety. See if they have any kill spells for it before blocks. That would stink. Yeah, they have Fatal Push. Crazy we haven't seen any Cascaders yet. Man, they hit another Subtlety. They've been taking all like the really bad cards. Like our hands are like the cards we're drawing have been awful, and they've even been taking like 3 or 4 off too. All right, so unfortunately we don't get to cast these Rhinos, and we draw a land. That's brutal. I guess we're just gonna ice We're going to try to get 2 draw steps. We're going to ice Ragavan and then get a draw step. I guess we're just going to double ice. Scion or Leyline's not bad, but we need a follow-up. We need to figure out what we're drawing if we need to Leyline Chalice or Ragavan. It's probably, we can hold this up and see. But we know what we're chalicing or Leylining. Cast Shardless Agent. We just need to draw like Scion. That's what's going to get us out of this. We're only at 7. And next turn they can start copying Goblin Shamans. They probably also have like Fatal Pushes and stuff in hand. So, all right, they attack. See what they have to kill this Rhino token. Good draws. Good draws. Ugh. Xander's Lounge. We're going to cycle this even though we're going to lose 2 life. Oh, man. So brutal. Jojo triggers. We're at 3 life. So if they have like a bolt or anything, just super unlucky with our draws this game. And they cleared so much off the top of our deck too, and it was just all right. They cast Grief. Yep, and we draw Beseiju. All right, match 2, we're on the draw, and this is definitely a good hand to keep. So we're gonna keep this one. We can get Leyline into play. We have our Surveil lands, and we have Rhinos. Cannot complain. Raucous Theater tapped. So this could be game again. I don't know. Definitely gonna lead off on this. Don't need another one of those. Surveil lands are OP. No, I think this is scam again. Definitely gonna have to kill this. That's for sure. We can kill this now. Wow, we were drawing 2 in a row. We're just going to kill this now before, like, I don't know if they have any undying effects or anything like that. But next turn we can just Ardent Plea. Oh, this is Mardu? Oh, Scion's huge. So we'll play this. We'll get Ardent Plea down and then we can play Scion and just have like a crazy board state. Rhino's on top. I'm probably going to hold this Lorien too. Depending on what we draw, we'll probably Surveil with this and then just cast Scion with these 2. And see what they loot away. Oh, God. Double Atraxa. That's not good. So this is like Mardu Reanimator. No, they got our Grief. Or they got our... I feel like we're screwed now. Now they're just going to like Goryo Vengeance, these Atraxas, and then we're dead. Ah, it's so annoying. We were in such a good spot. Yeah, they're just playing Mardu Reanimator. We have sideboard cards for this. They have double Ephemerate too if they attack. They Ephemerate a Grief. I think if they Ephemerate this, are they not going to? If they do, we'll just scoop. Yeah, we're not beating that. That's like a nutso hand there. All right, so against Atraxa, definitely don't need Guildpact. We want ley lines. We want to fairies as well. Subtlety's not the greatest. Yeah, there's no world where we're beating like that start. We definitely need like forces or something. All right, on the play this time. What else is new? 3 footfalls, endurance. We can't keep this. I guess we'll keep this. Keep bottom of land. Lead off on this and pass. I don't know if this is gonna get. This is probably gonna get Xander's Lounge. And then we can have Temple Garden for ice and turn 3 Shardless. We'll have Leyline Binding for 1 mana. I mean, it looks like we're just gonna get Grief scammed. We're never beating these starts. Like no one's beating these starts. Doesn't matter how good your deck is. So they're going to take these 2, I would imagine. Take these 2 and then on the rebound. All right, I guess we'll get our Surveil them. We'll keep this on top. Make them have to pick it. We'll play this tapped. We can't cast this right now. There was no Surveil land to get, and that way we could cast this for 2 mana. I'm assuming they're taking Shardless because they probably don't care about this. Play Cliffs, draw a step, and they take our Leyline Binding. Not off to a great start with this league, huh? Play this tapped and pass. Kind of getting like the nuts on. All right, they have rebound, but they're not going to use it. Hit for 3. Gonna need some good top decks here. Hopefully that was like everything they had. Oh my god. This is also not surprising at all. The spend Rhinos. They have Fable. Get hit for 3, and we'll see. We just need like a Shardless. Take a Shardless here. Or a land. Wow, they even had Blood Moon. All right, they attack with both. They don't have Gorios, or they would have Gorios to Traxa. That's crazy they pitch Blood Moon though. I mean, like that's how far ahead they are. Got a Surveil. I don't even know. Like that's not even gonna do anything. We need like a Cascader immediately right here. I guess we'll pass. I guess we'll chump block Goblin, take 3. Get like 1 more turn. We'll target them with Endurance. We will block here. See if they have any follow-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like they're gonna just hardcast Atraxa. We will scoop to that though. Do they have it? Yeah. Okay. Damn, man. That was just... All right, match 3, and we're finally on the play. Let's see if we can actually get a good game here. This is a pretty fine hand, so we're going to keep. We have Leyline. We have at least 2 lands. Some interaction, counters, pretty solid. All right, we'll start with Leyline and play. Definitely lead on Wooded Foothills for our Surveil land. Darkslick Shores, Lotus Bloom. So this is Naus. Don't like to see that. We do have counter spells at least. Get our 1 Surveil. We'll top that. That's just another land. Play Island. I'm trying to think if I want to... Probably will ice this at upkeep. They did 1 top, 1 bottom. I'm gonna ice to dig for more things. And I gotta decide if we want to counter this Lotus Bloom or not, depending on how much mana they have. Now they're preordained. So they're just sculpting their hand right now. Like to see that. Breeding Pool. So we'll play Breeding Pool. This is why Force is so important too, because we're going to tap out for Shardless Agent, and now we have Force backup. Life totals don't really matter for us just because they're probably going to kill us with. All right, they don't have any extra mana. That's good. All right, we'll get them for 10. So I'm tempted to... We could ice a land and then, so this comes off suspend next turn. We're definitely going to counter that, I guess. I think we're going to ice the land and then just pitch this. Gonna ice their black source. And then when they go to cast that, we'll just, all right, now we'll force it. And we drew a Leyline to force too, so that's really good. No, they had packed. All right, did we just lose now? 3 white. The 1 ring. I was not expecting the 1 ring. They have to pay for pack next turn though. Sleight of hand. Kind of awkward. Not sure what we could draw. I guess just like another force or something. Shardless. I mean, I guess we'll just play out Ardent Plea. Hopefully they don't draw out of it. Play a land. Pass. So they have 1 turn. They can either string some rings together or not. Oh, well, they have to pay for pact actually. Oh, they have Angel's Grace. So they don't have white mana. All right, and they scoop. Yeah, I don't know what they could find like at instant speed. All right, so against ad nauseum, we do not need ley lines and we don't need like Scion. We could get Scion. I like the ice for tempo. Subtlety is good for, God, I can't think of the card. You guys know what card I'm talking about. Thassa's Oracle. That's what I'm thinking about. Thassa's Oracle. Well, I think this deck only wins the 1 ring. The one ring. That's kind of funny. We'll keep some Scions in because they're going to bring in like Spell Pierces and Flusters. This is an interesting hand. We have turn 1 suspend. I kind of want to throw this back. Is that weird? We don't have any fetch lands for Surveil. It's like turn 1 suspend, turn 2 nothing, hope for lands. I mean, they do have Thought Seizes as well. I guess we'll try it. We have Subtlety just in case, like, if they don't have any hand disruption and they go for the Oracle play, we can Subtlety it. They suspend Lotus Plume. I'd like to draw some Forces or Mystical Disputes. Subtlety, decent. All right, we'll suspend this and pass. They suspend Profane Tutor as well. All right, not exactly what we need. We need lands. I'm just kind of flooded with Cascade. We'd love a Chalice on 0, huh? Take care of both of these. Teferi would be an amazing... Well, that sucks. We don't have a 3rd land for Teferi. Maybe we mulligan a little bit more aggressive for Teferi as well. Another Profane Tutor on suspend. Misty's pretty good. Get Steam Vents untapped. Play Shardless. Get some pressure on. Oh, they dispute the Shardless agent, but not the Rhinos. All right, well, at least we get a dispute out of their hand. But they can just get the combo with all this stuff. I'd love to draw a Teferi, but they're just going to cast all this. Maybe we can snag Lotus Bloom with Leyline Binding because they're not going to be able to cast it, but they're not going to want to crack it until like next turn. All right, and they just pass. Lush Portico, not really what we need. Again, Teferi would have been awesome, but they might just have another counterspell. Down to 10. Keep a dispute on top. Well, it doesn't matter because we're going to shard this anyway. We should have shard this first. That was a mistake. Now we lose that dispute. I mean, they're either going to like win or lose next turn anyway, so it doesn't matter. Maybe we should have just, well, it's tough because we don't have them on a 2-turn clock just to hold up Leyline Binding. But if they're going to go for it, they're going to crack Lotus in response anyway, so it doesn't matter. Wait, did they put no? Did they say no to the Lotus Bloom trigger? All right, they're casting Sleight of Hand. I'm trying to look back in the thing. Puts triggered, suspend. It doesn't say that they said no, but I guess they had to have. All right, and they just scoop. I don't know what happened. I feel like they had the win there. I must have misclicked. All right, match 4 on the play. This hand has only 1 land, 1.5 lands, 2 footfalls in hand. We're going to throw this one back. Not very good. This hand, though. This hand. Holy moly. 2, turn 3. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. Draco. Pretty sick. Hopefully we can untap with this hand. Put back with Seiju. Put in Leyline. These will probably get... It's just... We'll Surveil with these anyway. But if we can kind of get through the game with these, that'd be sick. Especially if this is a creature matchup. Ooh, Elf. Okay. Elves can get pretty wide. Don't need that. They can go pretty wide, but hopefully we can just kind of like overwhelm them. I would love like a fire, to be honest. Archdruid, yeah. Archdruid. All right, that's definitely not what we want. Probably should have surveilled at upkeep maybe, because they can just go bigger than us and we just can't do anything about it. I had another Scion. We'll stop at our upkeep. Just hoping they don't go too wide. These are all really good cards for them. Okay. Yeah, they're going to be making a lot of mana here. No, not Chorus. All right, we go to end. Hopefully they don't just pop off here. Surveil. There's fire. I guess we'll keep that because we can fire this. Get in for this in the air. Fire this before this gets too big. So they need to rip a bunch off the top here. And even if they do, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess they can attack with 2 big things. We'll see. We're at 30 life too, so they're going to need a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have unlimited mana. So we just have to hope they get unlucky with Chorus. We'll probably come back after this because this is going to take them a while. All right, or not. They just scooped. I guess they got unlucky with Chorus. It's a really good start for them. I mean, we had an amazing start with this right here, but they could have easily popped off and overwhelmed us. We don't really have anything for this matchup. We have 2 Dismember we can bring in. Subtlety's good. Like our main deck's pretty solid for this. Like what do we think about, like I like this Leyline package. We want the removal. We want the Leyline bindings. Dismember's great. Subtlety's good. Maybe like 2 forces out. So this is a 1-lander with Leyline, but we have a lot of action here. We have Dismember. Rhinos. I guess we'll keep it. All right, they just skip through their first turn and we draw a Guildpact. I guess that's fair, huh? They skip through their first turn and we just draw nothing. I wonder if they even had something to play. All right, so we will cycle here, get an island, dismember this, and pass. Hopefully we can get our third land. If not, we're just gonna have to settle on firing the next thing they play. Oh, they were stuck on one land, so that's really big for us. All right, I guess we'll just, I mean, we're stuck on 2 lands. Three mystics. Okay, come on land. All right, we're gonna do the old Leyline of the Guildpact binding trick. No, they found a second land. Hopefully it's too late. We have Rhinos coming down. So we could leyline this. Can't imagine they do anything more. They'd have to... No, I think we're fine. I think we can cast Shardless and then leyline whatever they do. They definitely kept a greedy one-lander with all the elves, which is something you can do when you play elves and just hope that it doesn't die and then you can just pop off, because they could have played 2 more elves in turn 2. Just hoping they don't play like well, they can't play Archdruid unless they draw a land. All right, they just scoop. All right, final match. Let's see if we can pull off that 3-2. And this hand, I think we can do better. It's like a little bit of everything, but a little too slow, I think. This hand is pretty awful. I mean, it has Leyline. I guess we'll keep it, actually. We'll put back a Leyline. It's 3 lands and as ice into Ardent Plea, so I guess it's not the worst. Meticulous Archive. Could be the mirror. Kept it on top. Leyline Binding. Vibrating Bolt tapped. Probably ice. They're next, whatever they do. Oh, no. Our worst matchup. All right, I guess we'll just play for games 2 and 3 then. Always hoping to dodge Living End with this matchup. It's like pretty much impossible game 1, especially with these draws. Holy crap. All right, well, ice. Like, these are just cards we board out. They cycle Curator. Doesn't matter really which land we ice. They're just gonna cycle anyway. Draw. Oh my gosh. Just like all terrible draws in a row. Oh, I mean, force the negation's not bad. That's what we needed. We have 3 bad draws and then 1 amazing draw. This is a 2-turn clock too. So if they only have 1 Cascader, we can pull this out. Okay, well, we're gonna let that go because we need to force their stuff. I'm surprised they forced that. It's almost tempting to force back because that would typically mean if they're forcing that, they don't have any Cascaders. So it's tempting, but I don't know how good this person is to know. We could force that back and then they could untap and just Shard the Sage at us. The fairy. They bounce that. I guess it's a little awkward now because of course we draw Ardent Plea. How much does this cost? All right, we're just gonna Binding to Fairy, suspend Footfalls and pass. Yeah, I guess they really didn't have a Cascader. Now we will go Ardent Plea, hold up, force, Edge Maze. They have something? There's Shardless. I guess they just drew it. Down to 14. I'd love to draw like another force or something. Play Ardent Plea. Cast Rhinos. Yeah, the only way we win is if they don't draw another Cascader, but the chances of that happening are very slim. We have on a 2-turn clock still. Do they have it? Oh, yeah, they have it. So again, game 1 is close to impossible to win. So we have a lot to bring in. We have 4 Endurance, 3 Mystical Dispute, and 2 to Fairy. All that comes out. This comes in. All right, on the play. We'll keep this hand. We have Force to Fairy, Footfalls. As long as we don't get griefed, which is a real thing. We're gonna have to go like turn 1 Footfalls, suspend, turn 2 Xander's Lounge, turn 3 to Fairy, maybe. Or we're gonna go to Fairy before we go Shardless, I think. Foothills. Let's go get a Temple Garden. Definitely looking for Endurances. All right, they just go Misty Go. Hallowed Fountain. We'll just play this tapped and pass. No fetch land, so we can't surveil anything. We can't kind of help our deck right now. They're just going to cycle Generous Hint. Shotgun Breeding Pool. I would love for them to do stuff, but they're not going to do anything. What sucks is that we might... I'm trying to think if we want to Shardless. We might just Shardless here and then force... Hopefully we draw always the Rhinos, man. Just the worst card. Because if we cast a Fairy... I guess it doesn't matter which. If we cast Shardless Agent and then... So there's 2 things. We can either cast Shardless Agent, hold up Force with the Fairy, or we can just cast a Fairy if they counter it and then try to go for something. We have to force it with Shardless. Then we don't have pressure until 2 more turns. I think we have to go for... I'm going to go for this play. See if they have the Dispute. Waker? Okay. Looking for Force. I feel like they found it. I'm going to say they hit okay pretty quickly there. All right, we'll uptick and pass. So that's huge that landed. I think the only way they can get rid of that is with like Brazen Borrower, and we can like force it. Hedge Maze. But next turn we get to... I don't know, actually. I would love to draw a blue card, because if we play Shardless, we don't have any way to force anything. All right, Footfalls need 1 more turn. Would love a blue card. That's fantastic, actually. We will Shardless here. Get some pressure going. They cycle and they scoop. Sick. Okay. So again, this is how you win. Just post board, having to Fairy, having counters. Trying to think if we want Bindings over Draco. Maybe like 1 in there. Binding's not really hitting anything besides Teferi, I guess. I'll try that. But now we're on the draw, so this is going to get a lot harder. Especially with this hand. Definitely not keeping this hand. 5 lands and 5.5 lands. Mulligan. We have Teferi and Dispute. Keep. Put back footfalls. I don't really want to go down to 5, and I think this is good enough. Leyline Binding, not a good draw. Surveil into the bottom, into the bin. We could have played Breeding Pool untapped and just suspended, which was probably the better play, but we didn't do that. Because now we get to jock that in, suspend, and hold up Dispute. I don't know. Could just cycle a lot and cast whatever and we lose. We don't really have anything to deal with anything else right now. Be awesome if they went like Teferi or something. They only have 2 cards in the graveyard, so hopefully this doesn't bin something. Okay, cool, they didn't. So ideally, what we're going to do is, they're not going to go off. There's no way they cast Shroud this here, right? Teferi? Yes. Huge. That was huge. So the only way we can steal this is if we cast a fairy. Oh, shoot. I should have played just the planes here. That's not going to matter. We cast a fairy and it resolves. They could have force. Force, pitch, force. Darn. Okay. Now we lose. That was like our only hope there. So they had Teferi and double force. So the only way we get back in this is if we draw a dispute or a force of our own. But they should just go off here. Yeah. Again, you're never beating these hands. You can't feel bad about like them having really good, just good hands. And they get to architects us, so we're going to draw like a land here. Yeah, the worst land. We'll scry. Surveil. I guess we'll cast Leyline Binding too while we're on their turn. We can Leyline Bind Generous Ant to kind of stem the bleeding here. We have Rhinos on suspend in 2 turns. And I mean, that could make the difference between us not suspending turn 1 and now turn 2 because of this. Down to 5. So we'd have Rhinos coming off now. Endurance just a little too late. Oof, unfortunate, man. Yeah, they just kind of had everything there. All right, so that was Domain Rhinos post Violent Outburst ban. This league, the games didn't go very well. They were pretty one-sided either which way. We were lucky to steal a game off of Living End, but again, that's like our worst matchup, so. But overall, there's not too much to take away with the quality of these games. They definitely could have gone better, but that's Magic. Overall, Ardent Plea is a downgrade from Violent Outburst, but it still gets the job done. And I do think that now more than ever, Force of Negation is at a premium because we're playing at sorcery speed, so we definitely want to hold up Force of Negation after we cast our Rhinos. I did like our sideboard. I like the 3 and 4 of everything here. I think it kind of takes care of every deck in the meta for the most part, so definitely happy with this. We'll be trying different Rhino builds in the future, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see all the different builds we're going to be playing. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.